guys, it's Miss Lady Lace here on my Glamour channel, and today I have a very exciting video where I'm going to be talking about Instagram and how to be successful on this platform. I'm going to be sharing some basic tips on how to grow your audience, and at the end of the video I'm actually going to be sharing my social media plan. So this is breaking down what I post, when I post it, and how I've gained my audience. In today's world, most of us are on a few different platforms of social media. Some of us post up on these for work, some of us use this just to share what we love, and others it's just for a bit of fun. Instagram is definitely my absolute favorite platform as it's very photo and video based, so I get a lot of inspiration from this platform. As a pinup, gaining more friends, followers, and networking on this application can be very beneficial to our career. I've been on Instagram for a good few years now, and I have a relatively small following. I have about 30k followers. I predominantly use my social media as a space to share what I'm passionate about, for sharing my knowledge, connecting with other like-minded people, and also for finding inspiration. So I think today's video is going to be a little bit longer, but I definitely think it's worth tuning in for the tips that I have, especially for that social media plan I'm going to be sharing at the end of the video. So let's get into today's tips. Tip number 1 is to share your passions. Whether you're sharing to Instagram because it's a part of your business, something in your life you're just wanting to share, or just for fun, if you share what you're passionate about, it's really going to inspire you to post up and post up more regularly. Sharing what you're passionate about will also attract like-minded people who will want to engage and follow you. My passions are pinup, burlesque, and sharing my knowledge through tutorials and other things like this. And as you scroll through my page, you can definitely see this is what I'm about, as these are the main things that I like to share. Tip number 2 is to refine your brand. Whether you're an individual, a pinup, or a company, your image is your brand. Break down what you want your brand to be and how you want the world to see you. Finding your niche is so important, and it's probably something you've heard a lot on YouTube, Instagram, and other social media platforms when we're talking about business and growing an audience. As vintage lovers, we are definitely already in our own niche, but you can really further develop this. For your social media, what sort of message are you sending? Are you about body positivity, business, tutorials, or anything else in between these? By finding your niche and really defining your business, you're going to attract people because they're coming to you for that certain type of content and that certain kind of post that you like to share. Tip number 3 is to post regularly. Posting regularly engages with your friends and followers, and you may have noticed if you're scrolling through the Instagram and you like some pictures of a certain person, or you start following someone and you like a few of their photos, more of their images pop up, and this is to do with the algorithm. So the more regularly you post, the more people interact, the more they're going to see those posts that you're sharing to Instagram. How regularly you post is really going to be up to you as an individual. It really needs to suit your schedule, your business, and also how much time you have to create that content. Again, do make sure you wait till the end of this video, as I'm going to be sharing my social media plan, which kind of breaks down how much I like to post. Tip number 4 is to follow the trends you see on Instagram. Trends are trends for a really good reason, and this is because people do love to see them, and sometimes it's also to do with the algorithm, as it's more favorable towards that type of content. As you may have seen, in the last couple years, Instagram launched the IG Reels function, and these are definitely popping up more in the Explore tab, and also for your friends, when they post a reel, you're probably more likely to see that over a photo because they're generally getting better engagement. Sometimes I feel like these trends are hard to jump on, especially if you're kind of set in your ways of using a social media platform. We get used to doing things one way, but social media is constantly evolving, so we need to continue to learn and evolve ourselves. It may seem like a bit of a pain to start learning how to do an IG reel or whatever they bring out in the future, but by getting involved in this, we'll find we often get a better reach and we're able to connect with more people. Tip number 5 is to be social, and this is really in the name, social media. It's all about being social and interacting with our audience. If we take time to interact with people, so when we find someone new, we comment and we follow them. When we get comments on our own posts, we reply these. We take time to reply to messages. It's really going to engage with our audience and help us really kind of build that personal connection, which is going to help them want to support you more in the future. Being more active in this way of being social, I think, is just so much more rewarding as well, because not only is our audience building a connection with us, we're building a connection with them. In all honesty though, I would say this is probably the tip that I struggle with the most. Sometimes social media can be really overwhelming, or I'm just so time poor that it's difficult to get back to every single person, especially as you start to grow more of a following. Sometimes you get so many notifications that you don't even see someone commenting on something. So I do try and go out of my way. I'll go click on recent posts and I will check if there are any comments that I haven't replied or haven't popped up in my feed for notifications. At the end of the day, do the best that you can and don't be too hard on yourself if you're unable to reply every single person. Tip number 6 is to be true to you. On this planet, there is no one else like you. No one who has your experiences, no one else with your exact knowledge, no one else with your stories to tell. These aspects that make you unique are what makes your story so amazing and you such a beautiful person. You have a uniqueness to you that you should share with the world. Your uniqueness is going to be your defining feature on social media. It's that element that's really going to make you stand out against everyone else. When we're on social media, it's so easy to want to copy styles or copy aspects from other people. I just think there's no point in doing this. You should just want to be the best version of yourself, take inspiration from people, follow those trends, but create the uniqueness that's going to attract the audience to you. I think one of the things we need to focus less on are the vanity metrics. So these are aspects like your number of followers, how many post likes you get, all these sorts of things that we try and use to make ourselves feel better, but at the end of the day, it doesn't actually make us better people, better at our art, or anything else really. By working on building connections, sharing our passions, and sharing who you are, you're really going to flourish on social media without any of those vanity aspects. So with those tips done now, I'm going to be sharing my social media plan. Personally, I actually really enjoy learning about social media, how it works, taking time to research things, both online on blogs, YouTube videos, and other things like this. So a lot of this I have learned from a whole bunch of research over a long period of time, as well as experimenting with what works best for me. Things do change super regularly on Instagram, so I will constantly be reevaluating my plan. And just because something works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you, so definitely cater this to suit your business, your style, your time constrictions, and everything else. So I actually use a planner to stay on top of my social media and my YouTube channel. So this is a little bit of a look of a previous week where I have my sort of social media posts set out. I like to try and plan this a month in advance. With the IG Reels, I'll sometimes leave those blank so I can fill them in a week or two before, so I'm staying up to date with current trends and what's actually going on in my life at that time. This planner is also looking more at the content that requires a little bit more work. For my daily posts on top of this, I also try to feature 1 to 2 other photos and videos, but these are just more spontaneous things like selfies, upcoming events, and other such fun. So let's go through this weekly plan and what I post. On Mondays, I like to either share an IGTV or an IG reel of my outfits from the previous week. As I typically dress like a crazy pinup every day, I take selfies. I often try and take a short couple-second video, which can then be turned into a video at the end of the week. This is a really easy way of creating content without having to do lots of work to make this possible. On Tuesdays and Saturdays, I aim to share an IG reel. These are the IG reels I like to plan in advance and do a little bit more work to create. That way I can allocate time to actually make these happen. On Wednesdays, I post a longer IGTV post. For this, I simply take content that I've posted here on YouTube and I share this to IGTV. I find this super effective as it's something that I've already spent a lot of work on, and if it's something older from my YouTube channel, I don't mind reposting there at a later date. This also helps promote my YouTube channel, so in case any of my friends weren't aware, they're able to connect with me here on YouTube as well. On Thursdays, I like to share an infographic. And this is a carousel made up of a few images, so where you can swipe through and view a few different things. I usually like to take either a topic I've spoken about on YouTube or something new altogether and share tips, tricks, and information on this topic. This is a really great post because it really engages people, and it also means someone's going to spend a little bit more time on that post because they're going to be swiping through and reading each individual thing. On Fridays and Sundays, I post to YouTube, so I do these big videos here, but I will quite often edit this video down into an IG reel, and this will be both to promote onto my Instagram that I have a video up on YouTube, and also to create IG reel content which people will engage with. Again, this is just a really easy way of creating new content while also promoting something else that I do. So this is pretty much my social media plan. I do try to use this more as a guideline, something that I aim to do, but I'm not going to beat myself up if I don't reach my goals. Lately, I have been doing so extremely well, which is why I've seen so much growth on my Instagram, but you've definitely got to find what works for you at the end of the day. In the future, I'm planning on making more videos a part of my productive pinup series and sharing more tips and tricks for social media. If this is something you would like to see, do let me know in the comments below, as well as any topics you'd like to see covered. If you would like early access to my videos here on YouTube, exclusive content, as well as helping support me create more videos here on YouTube, I now have my glamour community on Patreon. I'd like to thank all my patrons, but especially my VIP glamour patrons, which I will include here. The support you give me on this platform truly helps me create more videos here for you on YouTube. If you'd like to follow my daily pinup adventures, I post super regularly to Instagram, as you've noticed. I am a little bit addicted and I post all the time. I'll pop a little link here as well as at the end of the video. To never miss out on my vintage fun here on YouTube, be sure to hit that subscribe button below, turn on those bell notifications, and I will be seeing you all very soon.